Good evening, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is John Williams, aka Born Winner, because I believe everybody was born to win. Some people just don't know it. So it's our job to let everybody know that they were also born to win. The Most High put it in everybody. Some people just have it suppressed way down up in there somewhere. So we're going to help them pull it up. There's greatness within you, as Les Brown used to say. Now, this week in crypto has been on fire as of late. Um, I mean, in my mind, it's been on fire for 14 years, but definitely as of late, mass adoption is all over everywhere. Melania Trump looks like she's trying to put out some type of coin or something. Banks, of course, look like they're going full steam ahead with being able to custodial crypto. There was a report out about Coinbase, um, and a lot of people being scammed of about 400 and some $1 million on Coinbase. People are being sent emails. So watch out for emails that talk about you have money in your account. You know you ain't got no money in your account. Don't click on those emails. I've got a couple of them from Bittrex. Now, I ain't had an account with Bittrex in years, and I know when they pulled out of the U.S., I pulled out every dime. And but I keep getting emails, and I just delete them. That's the best thing to do because what this article said was when you click on them to open them, they can put malware on your computer, but also um, because they look so real, people get duped into putting in their information, their account numbers and whatnot, and then they get into your crypto account. And what was interesting about the article was it said that Coinbase so far is the only one that has shown losses like that, 400 some $1 million that they've been siphoning out of people's accounts. And but I know I got one from Bittrex. Now I don't know if that was a false one or not, but I didn't open it because I know I cleaned my account out when Bittrex pulled out of the U.S. So with that being said, somebody said you are correct. That is, yeah. So that means you read the article too. But so it's pretty interesting that as mass adoption is coming, so is all of these hackers coming up with great ideas to get you to click on something, to open up something, to put in your information. You know what you have in your account, and if you know that you didn't leave nothing in there, don't be thinking, oh, somebody blessed me. Nah, that's a hacker trying to see if you have anything in there they can get. um, but the other thing is, you always hear me say, do not, under any circumstances, leave anything on these exchanges other than what you plan to use. When I had my Bittrex account, I called myself getting into a little trading, and so I might have had, I don't know, 300-400 and some crypto on there, but not very much because you all know I keep whatever I have in my private wallet and I don't move it unless I'm trying to do something. Other than that, so just want to say don't get caught up in that. Um, let's talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, which is growth, compounding returns, and the industry. I haven't shown this in a couple of weeks, but I want to show it this week because it's going to flow into what I want to talk about. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to probably show it every week. I don't know. And you'll understand why in a minute. But when you understand the penny doubling concept, it'll help you understand what we're going to share and how the accumulation kind of works. What we do is not a penny doubling every day. No, it's compounding returns, right? So it's a little different. But when you understand the power of a penny doubling, then you can understand, as Einstein is always being quoted as saying, uh, compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Well, when you can understand why that is true and how that is so true, this penny doubling every day kind of helps you understand that. But look at this. You see in the first 16 days of one penny doubling every day. It's not compounding, it's just doubling. It went from 1 penny to 2 pennies to 4 pennies to 8 pennies, 16 pennies. It just does it every day, right? So by 16 days, there's 337 pennies, right? Let's go on down to about 25 days. Now it's $167,777.16. And you say, wow, is that possible? Yes, it's possible, because what's happening is, if you can see here, in the day 24, it's 83,000. So it doubles from 83 to 167. See, that's the power. And that's the part that people don't calculate, or it doesn't resonate, right? That is actually doubling every single day. So now the next day it goes from 167 to 335,000. Let's go on down to 29 days. Now you have 2,684,000 bucks just from one penny doubling every day. I just kind of wake your brain up. But look at this. At the end of 30 days, you got 5 million. But on that 31st day, it doubles again. $10,737,000 just from a penny doubling every single day. Now, I want you to keep that thought in mind, because the next thing I want to share is what's being, um, what's the word? What's being shared or talked about right now in the industry about compounding and how you should save, right? I'm 100% in agreement with saving. I mean, as a insurance agent, then a retirement planner, then a investment advisor, I understand the power of saving, right? To me, some saving is better than no saving, right? But this is what's being touted right now out here, and I'm not going to tell the firm that put this out. I just made a screen copy of their little chart, but I'm not going to say the firm's name. But anyway, what they're showing here to me is good stuff, right? They're showing saving $300 per month for 8 years. At the end of 8 years, without any interest, you've saved 28,800 bucks. Now, from year 8 to year 39, you're going to let that 28,800 compound. At the end of 39 years, or let's just say 40 years, you got 1.8 million in your account. And on the surface, that's good. There ain't nothing wrong with that, right? But if you're already 50 or you're 60, 39 years is not going to work. If you're 18, 19, 20, you're in the beginning stages, right? It can work. But if you're a boomer, this scenario is not going to work. And this is assuming a 9.9% interest rate for the next 39 years for that to happen. So I want you to keep that in mind, because in my humble opinion, the old world, and when you hear me say old world, I'm talking about the old financial system, right? So there's two worlds in my mind. There's the old world, the world that I grew up in, came up in, and worked in for about 30 some odd years. And then there's the new world, where I've been for the last 12 years. The new world is decentralized finance, the cryptocurrency industry. Now, within the crypto space, there is centralization and there's decentralization. Centralization is something that's being controlled by man, a company, female company, somebody has control of it. The decentralized side of crypto is the side that I love the most, 100%, right? Because it's controlled by a community, a blockchain, a smart contract. And what I have noticed in the DeFi side of the crypto space, it's more safety. And I like safety. So keep that in mind as we go along. This is what the old world is offering. And if you have nothing else to do, this is better than nothing. But I want to propose to you another idea. In my mind, a better idea. So let me get rid of that. Let me bring up what I call a better idea. Or let me use the word another idea. How about that? Nope, I'm sticking with my original word, a better idea. I'm just messing with y'all tonight. So let's get started. And let's do this. I was going to share a video of, you guys have probably heard of Tony Robbins. They had him on a video talking about that concept that I just talked about, saving $300 a month. And he was talking about somebody being, I think, 18 or 19 or whatever, getting their first job, saving $300 a month. 8 years, they have 28,800, and at the end of 39 years, they have over 1.8 million. Now, when I first came in the industry, the goal was to get your clients to $1 million retirement account minimum. But in those days, I came in back in 1987, and in those days, we used a concept called dollar cost averaging. That's a concept I learned around 87 to 88. And people always ask me when I talk about it, it just looks like savings because I never really broke down where that concept came from and what it actually means. So let me do that tonight. So dollar cost averaging, yes, is about saving regularly, right? But it came from the stock market industry. And the thought pattern is stock goes up and it goes down, right? So if you buy stock on a regular basis, whether the market is up or whether the market is down, you're consistently buying. So you're catching the market down, which is where you want to buy all the time. But sometimes you'll catch the market when it's up. You don't want to buy, but you can't time the market, so you consistently buy. So that's what the word dollar cost averaging came from. So when you average it out over time, you're supposed to end up with a good price overall. So that's where that actual term came from, dollar cost averaging. It fits the crypto space because crypto kind of moves the way stock moves, sort of, kind of, right? It's based on what the market sees in a product, in a coin or a protocol, and that coin could be stuck to a product, right? But it also goes up and down, right? So dollar cost averaging allows you to catch it no matter what it's doing. So it's a great concept, and that's why I bought it over here. So just kind of wanted to explain that because a lady asked me the other day, well, what exactly does it mean? How is that different than just saying saving? Well, that's how it's different. You're not trying to time the market. You're just consistently in the market, right? All right. So what you see on the screen is my company, Bridge Advisors, your bridge to financial freedom. That's what I like to talk about. Freedom. Freedom of what? Freedom of worry about money. And we're going to do that through generational wealth system, $100 in Bitcoin with Cryptex. Let's go ahead and dive in. You're going to learn some key benefits of being associated with the Cryptex project. Cryptex allows you to benefit from a starting balance of $30,240 or $43,200. Let me get my face off the screen so y'all can focus. Y'all be looking at my handsome face and you lose your focus. And that's the key because we're going to get you started with $30,240 or $43,200 and only pay a $100 activation fee. Let that sink in. When you start, you're not starting from the activation fee. You're starting from that $30,240 or that $43,200. Keep that in mind as we go along. But got to do a disclaimer. What you hear in this presentation is not financial advice. It is to present you with information. Everything is associated with risk, even your job. Never risk more than you can afford to lose. There are no guarantees of income. You are responsible for your decisions and transactions. Income examples are estimates of what you may earn. What is Cryptex? I'm glad you asked. Cryptex is a community-based project where operations are anonymous. There is, it's going thunderstorming out here. Wow. There is no CEO, company, business, or location. Cryptex maintains partnerships with banks, insurance companies, and individual account holders / participants, working uniformly to generate profits for all parties involved. And I love hearing that. Generating profits for who? All parties involved. Operating since 2016. I love that too because most projects that I've been involved with have all been new. Why? Because the industry was new when I came in. Cryptex utilizes a DeFi staking protocol as its point of earnings. So how do we earn? DeFi staking. Cryptex provides anonymity for all parties involved. So it runs just exactly like Bitcoin. We don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. We don't know who even the community that runs the protocol. We don't know any of that, right? It's run by the blockchain and the smart contracts that he put in place to keep that thing running until all 21 million Bitcoin have been mined and beyond. It's just a wonderful thing, right? And it has been running unproblems or problemless. How about that? For the last 14 years. That coin started out at less than a penny in 2009 to where it is now, just about at $100,000. So we don't need anything but the protocol. It's a beautiful thing. And there are over 700,000 account holders worldwide. So it's a pretty awesome project. The players: DeFi staking contract, player one; the account holder, player two; insurance company, player three; and the bank, player four. Background method of earnings: DeFi staking. Well, what is DeFi staking? It is the process of keeping your assets in a smart contract in exchange for the accumulation of interest. Crypto assets are locked for a contractual period to generate passive income. Locked assets protect the blockchain network's ability to generate crypto profits, and as a reward, the staked/participant receives returns. DeFi staking is considered the modern day savings account, but much more lucrative. Daily rewards are possible with staking. Cryptex averages a variable 0.1% to 0.3% per day from staking and compounds the interest daily for profitable returns. I love that, and compound interest. It's a beautiful thing. What is the product/asset? The product is the DeFi hybrid contract. This is the contractual agreement between the contract, the insurance company, and the bank. Who is it between? The contract, the insurance company, and the bank. It didn't say the participant. Let's keep going. The contract contains the provisions of capital in USD, which is the starting balance given by the bank to the contract for the term of 3 years, 5 years, or 7. So the bank gives the money to the contract. Keep that in mind. For 3 years, 5 years, or 7. You can choose. Up to 80 contracts subscriptions are allowed per account. Each contract has a non-refundable activation fee of only 100 USD. And you deposit in cryptocurrency, either Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, which is used for the distribution and inter-system operations. A hybrid contract consists of two parts. Part one, smart contract, code that runs exclusively on the blockchain. And part two, a decentralized Oracle network, which are secure off-chain services that support the smart contract. Account holder participation, right? With only a $100 activation fee, you can secure a 3, 5, or 7-year DeFi staking hybrid contract, which contains, what does it contain? A starting balance of $30,240 for 3 years, $43,200 for 5 years, and $43,200 for 7 years. You choose. These starting balances compound over the length of the term. Each participant is considered an account holder and may open an account anonymously with just an email address and password upon registration. That's all you need. We don't need to know who you are. The insurance company insures default and the wallet for loss and was developed by the partner insurance company specifically for the Cryptex project. So in other words, the insurance company looked at this thing and put together a product for us and us alone. It's a beautiful thing. Now, why would the insurance company do this? The insurance company stands to benefit financially by receiving secure monthly bonuses from the staking profits from every single contract. They receive this without interruption for the entire term of the contract. This is automated, removing the human factor and ensuring that they can collect. What does it ensure? It ensures that they can collect because the insurance company understands life happens, right? They just don't want it happening to them. The bank, based on the insurance coverage. Now, why does the bank do it? Based on the insurance coverage. The partner bank provides capital for the contract for 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. Now, why does the bank do this? The bank benefits financially by receiving secure annual interest from the staking profits without what? Interruptions. for the entire term of the contract. They keep putting that word in there, without interruption. They don't want to hear about life happening to you. This is automated, removing the human factor and insurers collection. They both just want to make sure that if we do this, we get paid when we're supposed to and how we're supposed to without interruption. It means because of these four components, profits are guaranteed. This will be the only time tonight you will hear me use the word guaranteed. Because of these four components, the profits are guaranteed with the addition of compounding. Now let's take a look at the contracts, expectations, and the power of compounding. This is the part I love. Number one, DeFi staking contract. Number two, the account holder. Number three, the bank. And number four, the insurance company. I'm going to add this too. This whole concept, this whole protocol couldn't work without all four. Anyone was not here, it wouldn't work. As Wells, asked that other bank, they got in trouble. Wasn't that Wells Fargo? Contract expectations of a 3-year contract. Let's look at that. So in a 3-year contract, the bank's going to deposit $30,240. They're going to do it for 36 months. The insurance company is charging $210 per month. The company charges $30 for the handling fee. The bank is charging $6.75 per year annual interest. The staking rewards are daily. The compounding is daily. And we're going to activate that contract with $100 in USD. And we're going to deposit it in crypto. Insurance, processing fee, and annual interest fee is paid by the generated staking profits. Past results are no guarantee of future success. But let's look at the past results. On average, there's $30,240 that would be deposited from day one. We're going to fast forward down to the 36th month. There is $65,337.28. Banks gets first dibs. They're going to take back what they loaned the contract, which was $30,240. Left in the contract will be $35,097.28, which you can withdraw. You'll get an email from Cryptex saying, hey, this is what you have. It's time for you to take it out. Matter of fact, I think they say in there, if I'm not mistaken, they advise you to take it out and put it in your own private wallet. So that's a beautiful thing. Let's look at the 5-year. The bank's going to deposit. Wow, did y'all hear that? The bank's going to deposit $43,200. It's going to be for 60 months, $300 a month for the insurance. Insurance goes up a little bit because we're going to insure $13,000 more dollars. The bank's going to give us a little bit of break on the, well, crypto is going to charge us the same $30. The bank's going to give us a little bit of break on the interest. It's 5.5 per year. Why? Because they have 2 more years of compounding. We're going to stake daily. We're going to compound daily, the same fee to get this contract started as the other one, which is $100. And we're going to deposit that $100 in cryptocurrency. And again, processing fee, insurance, and annual interest fee is paid by the generated staking profits, not by you, by the contract. Past results are no guarantee of future success. Now look at this one. It starts out, bank deposits immediately upon activation, $43,200. At the end of that 60th month, or at the 60th month, there's $514,687.63. Bank takes back what they loaned the contract, which was $43,200, and you are left with $471,487.63. Pretty outstanding. What did you do with this contract? You waited 2 more years. That's it. So you can see there is a substantial payout difference between a 36-month contract and a 60-month contract. One 60-month contract is estimated to return about $35,000 and some change, as you can see. One 60-month contract is estimated to return around $471,487. I said that all the way out because I love saying it. Each contract compounds daily interest on the starting balance, averaging between 0.1% and 0.3% per day or higher because it's a variable rate. And it's for the same $100 in Bitcoin activation fee. And you can have multiple contracts. You are not limited to one contract. 80 contracts are typically allowed per account, and only one account is allowed per user. We got a special running right now that allows you to have 45 contracts in your account if you get all three. And we'll go into more details about those, that special, and what's in all three of them. Now, for those who want to see some nail scarred hands, one of our members recorded a video of him making his withdrawal of $400K. And if you go to memberrewards.com, memberwithdrawals.com, I'm all excited about the rewards. If you go to memberwithdrawal.com, you can take a look at him in action doing his withdrawal and talking through the whole process. But it's pretty cool. Again, if you go to member rewards, why am I saying member rewards? If you go to memberwithdrawal.com, you can see that in action. So it's pretty cool. Some more transparency. See, this is what we have in the crypto space, right? That blockchain, that digital ledger, that Excel spreadsheet 1000, because that's basically what it is. It keeps track of every transaction that goes across that blockchain, whether it's Bitcoin's blockchain or somebody else's. We give you blockchain transparency as well. This here is one of the Cryptex wallets that we use for withdrawals. And at this particular time, there was 51 Bitcoin in this particular wallet. And at that time, it was worth $3,275,000. The key about that wallet, though, at the time this was done, that wallet had 110,966 transactions, meaning 110,000 people had made withdrawals from that wallet, to the tune of 266 billion, 144 million, $395,998 had been withdrawn from that wallet. So yes, 110,000 people got paid handsomely. And if you want to see that information, you can go to dailypaysolutions.com. See, one thing about the blockchain, nothing is never hidden. Nothing is never out of your reach. We share and show everything. That's why I love this industry. Let's put it all together. Number one, the account holder has a contract. Let's just say one contract, $100 in Bitcoin. Number two, the bank provides the capital to the DeFi staking contract. What do they provide the capital? To the DeFi staking contract. Not to Jimmy, not to Janice, to the DeFi staking contract. Wow. Number three, staking generates daily compounding profits. Number four, each contract is insured by the insurance company. Whether you have one or all 80, they're all insured by the insurance company. That's what makes number two happen. If number four wasn't happening, number two would not be happening. Because see, in the traditional way, you got to go down to the bank. You got to show all your favorables, right? You have to show who you've been paying, who you haven't been paying. It's called underwriting. You got to show your credit score, all of those things, and then they can decide whether they want to loan you or not. Here, we don't even care about none of that. Why? Because of number four. They exclude us from having to do all that. Number five, at the end of a contract term, the capital lent to the DeFi staking contract is paid back to the bank. And they keep reminding you where that money goes, to the DeFi staking contract. Number six, all parties stand to profit from every contract. See, this is what makes a deal a deal. When every man and woman can walk away from the table with a smile, you know you have a good deal. The bank is happy. The insurance company is happy. Cryptex is happy. And the account holder is happy. See, that doesn't happen in the normal financial world. Matter of fact, it doesn't happen in the normal world at all. There's always somebody not happy with the deal for whatever reason. We got to get back to it needs to be a win-win situation for everybody. That way, everybody can sleep good at night. Number seven, the account holder only takes care of $100 activation fee for the entire process to happen. See, in order for this entire process to happen, this $100 activation fee has to happen. See, it has to be a man or woman in there that's buying that contract, that's being lent to. See, banks can't lend to themselves, and we all know what happened when a bank tried to do that, right? Can't do that. So that's why I said earlier, every one of the four players are very important to this process. It's a beautiful thing. It's special. So right now, you can pay $1,000, which would normally get you 10 contracts because they're 100 each, With this special, as you can see in the green down here, you can get 15. So you get 5 free contracts if you get the 36-month special. It's only good on the 36-month contract. You can't do it with the 60-month contract or the 84-month contract. It's only good for the 36-month contract, and you'll see that when you're in the back office because it has a little red box around it, and it says 1,000 USD for 15 contracts. So it's pretty cool. But if you get all 3 of them, that's where that 45 contracts come from. Now, you still can't have but 80 in total in your account. So if you get the 3 special, which smart thing to do, that you get 15 free contracts, then you can add 35 more if you want to get all 80. But you can't have 80 plus the special. No, no, no. 80 in total. Now, once you are a member and you go back and you open up your account, you're going to open up on the page that's called the overview page. You're going to put your cursor on My Portfolio. A drop-down one is going to come, and it's going to say Apply DeFi Hybrid Contract. You're going to click on that. When you click on that, this page comes up. But you'll only see 3 options: the $100 36-month contract, the $1,000 special, and the $100 60-month contract. If you want to see the 7-year or the 84-month contract, there'll be a little arrow right here. You click that arrow, everything will slide over to the left, and you'll be able to see this contract. When you want to come back over, right here on the special, you just click that arrow and everything will slide back over to the right, and then you'll be able to see this one all over again. But you can only see 3 at a time. What is dollar cost averaging? Wow. Love this concept when I learned it, and I love sharing it, and I love to see people take advantage of it because it can create wealth for you. But it's a method when you deposit money on a regular basis, whether that be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, to save for a goal. That goal can be, a young couple buying a new house, or even an old couple buying their first house. It don't have to be a young couple, right? Like early retirement or just retirement. It can be for paying off some bills. It could be for saving for your children's education. It could be, students in school want to come out of school debt-free. A goal can be anything that you decide to make it your goal. And you're going to save $100 per month for 36 months. At the end of 36 months, you'll receive $35,000. Actually, I got ahead of myself. This shows one contract. At the end of 36 months, you'll receive $35,000. I'm excited, you can tell. Then, as the person who sold that, you'll earn 30% of that, which is $30, right? At the end, when they take out that $35,000, your second part of that commission will be $2,800, which is 8% of 35. If you add that to your first part of your commission, your total earnings for helping one client get one contract would be a total of $2,830. Awesome for about 5 minutes of work. Now, what if somebody bought one contract every month for 36 months? Now, dollar cost averaging is starting to kick in. That's going to be a total outlay of $3,600. $100 a month for 36 months is $3,600. At the end of that 36 months, you're going to start receiving $35,000 a month for the next 36 months, which will give you $1.2 million, $1,260,000 to be exact. So what am I saying? You set it up for the first 36 months, saving $100 a month, which comes to $3,600. For the second 36 months, you're going to be taking it out at $35,000 a month. And 35,000 times 36 months, you'll earn $1,260,000. Let me talk about that for a minute. Do you realize that in this country, about 3% of people that save or retirees retire with even $1 million in their account, which means that 96.8% don't. How is that possible in the richest country in the world? So they keep saying, right? We're supposed to be the richest country on the planet. But yet still, we don't have but 3% of the people that's actually saving regularly retiring with a 7-figure retirement account, which is really just the beginning of having a good retirement. Because you take 7 figures, you put it in an account that's paying 9.9, you'll get about $10,000 or so per month, which is about $120,000 a year. I always say $100,000, but I keep forgetting about the other 2 months because it's 12 months in a year, not 10. It's $120,000 a year. Now that's decent. That's good. But as this inflation continues to kick in, it's going to be less and less good. So the million is the starting point. But guess what? It is somewhere that we haven't been before. So we can start cranking out people who are becoming millionaires. We have made us a big dent in this problem that the baby boomers have, which is an income problem. Now, each month for 36 months, they're going to be taking out $35,000. You, as a rep who set that up, you're going to receive $2,800 a month times 36, which means you're going to earn, well, we're talking about one client here, so you're going to earn $108,000, $108,000, $100,800. My eyes are off tonight. Plus, you're going to receive your front end money. So the total you're going to earn from that one client is $101,880. Now, what if somebody says, John, what if I put this $3,600 in up front instead of doing it at $100 a month? Well, that's a good thing to do. Why? Because now we're going to take $3,000 of the $3,600 and we're going to get that special. That's going to give you 45 contracts. We're going to take the other $600 and we're going to get 6 $100 contracts. We'll give you a total of 51 contracts instead of 36 contracts. So instead of having 1.2, you'll have 1.7. See, you might have 3,600 sitting over there in your retirement account. It could be sitting in your bank. Could be sitting in your mutual fund. Could be sitting anywhere that ain't doing nowhere near what we're doing, right? Ain't compound nothing every day. But if you don't have that, do it the dollar cost averaging way, because now you've put yourself in the millionaire category. So don't get upset if you don't have it. But if you do, move and make this happen. Now, that's one client doing dollar cost averaging for 3 years. What if you had more? Let's look at that. What if you had 10 clients, all saving $100 a month to build themselves a $1 million Bitcoin retirement account? Your commission for those 10 clients would be, your upfront money would be $10,800. That's that 30 a month times 10 clients, right? On the back end, you're going to receive $2,800 per client. It's 10 of them, right? So 10 of them each month will be taking out $35,000. So you're going to earn another $28,000, and you're going to earn that for the next 36 months. They're going to be withdrawn for 36 months. You're going to be withdrawn for 36 months. Your total compensation for helping 10 clients do this, you would have $1,008,000. If you earn your upfront money with your back end money, you would have earned $1,018,800. Now, what did you do? You helped 10 people get into the millionaire status, get into the millionaire club, which the Most High said, you help my people, I'm going to help you. You've also put yourself in the $1 million club. It's a beautiful thing. Now, look at this. Let's look at it a little deeper. What if those 10 each decide to tell one person? Now you got 10 on your second level, and you're going to earn 5% every time they take their $35,000 out. That's going to be 17.5 times 10. That's going to be $17,500 a month for another 36 months. That's going to be an additional $630,000 on that second level of income. You add that with your first level of income, you've made $1,648,800. That's 17.5 from level 2, 28,000 from level 1. 45,500 every month for the next 36 months. What did you do? You either helped 10 to get this number here, or you helped 20 to get this number here. But regardless of what you did, you have just done what even the top 5% of advisors haven't cracked yet, which is a 7-figure income on a yearly basis. It's not happening. And you didn't have to go through what we as advisors had to go through and have to go through. You just helped 10 clients. To get the first 7, you help 10 more on that second level to get to that 1.6. It's a pretty awesome thing. Generational wealth. This system with Cryptex is pretty awesome. This is a program that I put together, and it's nothing but an allocation. This is a strategic 7-year Bitcoin allocation plan across 80 contracts. Now, the traditional way, if you're buying them one at a time, you'd spend $8,000, and nothing wrong with that. My way, you're going to spend about $6,500, but either way is here. Now, only thing I've done is done a portfolio spread of 80 contracts, and I did it over 3 years, 5 years, and 7 years. Give you an idea of what's possible. So the allocation looks like this. I'm gonna take 3,000 of your 6,500. I'm gonna buy 45 contracts. What is that? That's special, right? All three specials. At the end of 36 months, you're gonna be a millionaire. 1.5. I'm gonna take another 13 of that, and we're doing all this up in the beginning. We're gonna take and buy 13 5-year contracts. So 2 years after we become a millionaire, we receive another 6.5. So we become what? A multi-millionaire. That's 6,500,000, just to be clear. At the same time, we're doing these two, we're going to take another 22. That gives us our 6,500, and we're going to buy 22. Take 2,200 to buy 22 7-year contracts. So 2 years after you get this, you're going to get this, and that'll be 22 million. So the first 3 years, millionaire. 2 years after that, which would be 5 years, multi-millionaire. And 2 years after that will be 7 years, generational wealth. See, this is a simple allocation that I did for myself, and I decided to share. But guess what? I added a little wrinkle to it. I like adding wrinkles. I like playing with numbers. But just look at this, 30 million over a 7-year period with this concept. At the end here, though, what we're going to do is we're going to reload. At the end, when we get this first 36 months, we're going to buy 45 more for 3,000 out of this figure right here. That's going to give us another 45 contracts. So that, which means when this 5-year hits, in year 6, we're going to get another 1,005. We're going to take, out of that, we're going to take another 1,300 and get 13 more 5s, which means 2 years after that, to be, what's that, year 6. And then in year 14, after we get this 7 in year 14, when we get this 7, we're going to take out and buy 22 more. So in year 14, we got another 22. So you see how once you get started and once you create some wealth, you can continue to multiply it. And that's all the wealthy do. They strategically allocate. Now notice on the second go round, I use money that we earned. But there are other things that we're going to be doing. But we're going to keep this one rolling while it's rolling, in addition to other allocations. It's a beautiful thing. So within 14 years, if you follow my steps, you've made over 60 million. See, that's for that second generation. You know, he said, the Most High said, I want you to have wealth for yourself, for your children, and your children's children. See, that second 7 is for the children's children. I mean, it's just, I play with numbers all the time, and it can go all kind of different ways. And so when you're sitting down with your clients, you want to help them be creative. It's in there, they just haven't thought about it yet. So when you pull it out, then they begin to see it. But you got to be able to think about it. So I'm sharing with you how I think and how I put together portfolios. Overview of Cryptex. Primary benefits: earning passive income, generate interest from staking 24/7, 365, no personal capital needed, fixed starting balance from the bank. I love hearing that, from the bank, of 30,240 or 43,200. It's affordable, only $100 handling fee, whether you get a 36-month, a 60-month, or 84-month staking contract. This daily compounding averages between 0.1 and 0.3. You remember what we showed you over there with the penny doubling? Just let your mind run free and think about compounding at 0.1 to 0.3 every single day. It's almost the same thing. Not quite, but close enough. 80 contracts are allowed per account holder, of course, even with the special. Over 700,000 members worldwide, and I have to add this, happy members. Withdrawals are all in Bitcoin. 8 years old project. We're in our 9th year now. It's just a beautiful thing. Total anonymity for all parties involved. Nobody knows nobody. just like Bitcoin, running undisturbed for how many years? 14. We're in our ninth. It's something about that follow me thing that's looking good so far, right? Uh, no financial or contractual obligation. And then we have an optional builder's plan, instant commission payouts. And then we have the special package running right now where you can get 5 free contracts per special, and you can get 3 of those specials. Now, we're going to take a little break right here for a few minutes. That's part one. So, part one is just for somebody who wants to be passive. They don't want to talk to nobody, they don't want to share with nobody, they just want to put money to work. That's what part one is all about. And if that's you, go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll answer any questions that you might have. I will unmute you. If you have a question and you want to be unmuted, just go ahead and click and raise your hand, and I'll unmute you, and you can ask your question. We want to leave this part for our guests. If we have some guests on the line, and I know we do, that you may have a question. If you don't want to ask your question, you can go ahead and type it in the chat, and I will read it and give you the answer before we go to part two. Part two is where we go more into our builder side for people that want to build. Now, you are free to stay for part two, but if you just wanted to see how we can grow your wealth, how we can put you in the millionaire category, that's what part one was all about. When you think about it, the baby boomers are the largest group in American history. They saved the most. And a baby boomer is anybody born from 1947 to 1964. But according to the article that Forbes wrote back on March 2013, they are the brokers generation, the first brokers generation in American history who actually saved the most. And we know a lot of things contributed to that, about 4 or 5 crashes. I mean, we can go on and on about why it happened. But the point is, it has happened. And so people need finances, especially boomers, which I did in my heart. And so my whole deal, my whole thought, my whole idea is to show boomers how to take advantage of the greatest wealth transfer that the world has ever seen, which is happening now. See, we weren't able to participate in other wealth transfers, but we are able to participate now. But the challenge has been, because it's new, the technology is new, even though it's 14 years old, for a boomer who's used to saving accounts and CDs and mutual funds, stocks and bonds, it's kind of getting them out of their comfort zone. But let me just say this, if you're a boomer, it's time to get out of the comfort zone because the wealth transfer is happening. You don't have, as the other scenario showed, 25, 30, or 40 years to accumulate $1 million. You need something different. And so just so you know that this industry in the first 14 years, I'm talking about the crypto space, in the first 14 years has created more millionaires and billionaires than any other industry in the history of finance. I'm talking about organized finance, which is about 500 years. In a 14-year span, we have created more millionaires and billionaires in the crypto space than any other industry in the same period of time. Wow, that's pretty fantastic. Somebody said you are correct. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me just say this. I don't see any hands raised. I don't see any other questions. So that means that we've done a great job, and we're going to move on to part two. So I'm going to say part one going once. If you have any questions, please raise your hand or type it in the chat. Part one going twice. Part one is gone, and we're going to move into part two. Now, we talked about generational wealth, right? Now, we're going to take generational wealth to a whole nother level. This is what part two was all about. Now, we took it to another level when I started talking to you about how to allocate again once you are paid out as we went along, that 3, 5, and 7 years, right? But we can go up into the hundreds of millions if that's your goal by doing this here. So there are 3 ways to earn here. Direct commissions, anything that you do directly. The profit sharing is what you earn from staking rewards from the people in your whole organization, yours and your whole teams. This is the magic I love right here. And then leader commissions. So that's pretty awesome as well. That way you can get paid monthly. So this one you get paid right away, direct commissions. This one you get paid at the end of each person's contract term. And this one you can earn if you become a leader, you get paid monthly. So you can always have some Bitcoin coming in. And by that being the coin that is projected to go to $1 million by the year 2030, which is 5 years from now. The time to position yourself. Okay, think about this. You got that 3-pack, right? 3 years from now, you got $1.5 million in Bitcoin. Whatever it does, see that what they project is always a year or two after. Really, they never have been correct on the day, right? They've been close, and that's all you need. But now you've got that Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin continues to go up in value. Let that sink in. Direct commissions. 3, 5, and 7 year is the same. On level 1 is 30%. Your organization from level 2 through level 4 is 5%. Level 5 through 6 is 4%. Level 7 through 10 is 3%. And this is showing that $30 is showing you if you did one contract at 30%, you'd get $100 contract, you'd get $30, right? The profit sharing. When I show the 35,000 somebody takes out and you get 8%, what did I do? When you get 8%, that's where the 8% comes from level 1. That 17.5, that's level 2 through 3. So level 2 through 4. So for 3 levels, you can get that 7.5 for every client that you help somebody on your team put in place. It's a beautiful thing. Level 5 through 8, 4%, still very significant. Level 9 through 13, through 12, 3%. Level 13 through 16, 2%. Level 17 through 21%. If you do the math, like I've been doing the math, it is insane what you can do the more people you want to help. It's a beautiful thing. Now, to become a leader, there are 3 criteria. 1, 100 directs, personal people that you sponsor, 100. 100 new contracts every month from your level 1 and your level 2. If you got 4 or 5 people that's constantly building like you're doing, that should be easy to hit once you get that thing going. A total of 1,000 contracts. If you hit that number, you'll have 1,000 contracts within your organization. Should I say, when you hit that number. And then once qualifications are met, you'll get 5% on 1,000 contracts, which is a $5,000 retroactive bonus. Because more than likely, once you hit that, you've already hit this here. That's why they call it retroactive. And then, this is the other magic. You'll get 5% or $5 on every contract every month through infinity. What do I mean? I mean, it goes past this 20 levels. It goes forever. Infinity. And one of our team leaders, Laura, had put out a post back, I think that was March, or was it February, whenever it was, that she had just hit 40,000 members. And I did some quick math, 40,000 members. If all of them did one contract a month, that's $200K. What is that? 2 million and some change a year? If they all did one contract a month, that's $100K. That's what, $1.2 million? I mean, so the wealth that you can create right now and in the future is insane. It's up to you. It is up to you. Direct commissions on that 3, 5, and 7 year contracts are the same, 30%. And this is showing somebody who did I'm gonna say a special plus 5, 20 contracts, $600. And I know a lot of guys who have done that already a couple of times, including myself. Very lucrative, very lucrative. And this is showing somebody who's actually really working this business, and they did 20,000 in their first couple of months. I always say first couple of months. I don't know whether it was first couple of months or whether it was a couple of months within his time frame or her time frame, because I don't want to single out the women, because the women are rolling too. It's awesome. Matter of fact, for the most part, some of them are doing better than some of the men. But we won't get into that. Now, what this is showing here is somebody bought the special, right? Or they could have been doing dollar cost averaging, but they have 15 contracts. When they mature, your total comp on those 15 contracts on your first level will be 42,000. If that happened also on that second level, you'll get another 26.5, 26.2, should I say. And if you're building and you're in that third level, because remember that's 5% too, you'll get another 26. And if you got that fourth level going, remember that went down 4 levels, you get another 26. So the point I'm trying to make here and what we're trying to show here is that this compensation plan for those who are actually building and who really want right now wealth, it ain't no better. I ain't seen no better. It's pretty awesome. This gives you another look at the 3 that we just showed you a slide or 2 earlier. Leader bonuses, we shared that already. This kind of gives you another look at it, but it's the same thing. Now, the marketing system that Laura allows us to use, They told me when I first came in, you had to have 100 members or on your team to use it. And I was able to get in there, bless the Most High, and so I allow my team to use it. Whether you have one, at least one, if you act like you're trying to build, we will give you access. And back here, it's for the person that is a Snapchatter. You're on what's that thing called TikTok. You're on Instagram. You like to be on Facebook. Everything is already pre-written, all kind of scripts. If you're doing email blasts, all kind of autoresponder stuff, it's all done in all different categories, graphical stuff. I mean, just everything back here. It's probably the most robust free marketing system I've ever seen. So there's no reason why you can't be touching people, because a lot of people who are on those a lot of people who are on those social media platforms are just out there, just having fun. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying, while you're having fun, do some business too. Make your time worthwhile. Most commonly asked questions: can I withdraw at any time during the staking term? The answer is no. You can only withdraw at the end of the contract term, whether that be 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years, or 36 months, 60 months, or 84 months. That can't be changed. That's already locked into the smart contract, and that ensures, remember what I said earlier, that ensures that everybody get paid. If you want to earn instantly, just go ahead and become a member. And then once you become a member, you have to have at least one contract. And once you've earned $100 or more, you can withdraw every single day, all day. Pretty cool. Where does the money come from? Right here. I'm going to read this right here. Bank loans to starting balance to the DeFi staking contract. Remember, we talked about that. That is the most fundamentally sound concept I've seen, because there was another bank who tried to do that. Matter of fact, they did it until they got caught. And they had millions of contracts where they had loan money, but there was no people. According to the law, there's got to be people. Can't loan to yourself. The Fed can't pay you. See, banks have a charter. They have to loan, but they can't loan to themselves. They have to be somebody. Well, banks are getting tired of not, people defaulting on loans, this, that, and the other, so they're getting tighter on loaning. This way, they can loan because we activate the contract, so we are the people. But on top of that, they don't have to worry about the default side, because that smart contract keeps things locked in. But look at it. Based on the starting balance, funds are generated through DeFi staking and compounded at 0.1, 0.3% per day, 24/7, 365, whether you have a 36-month contract, a 60-month, or an 84-month contract, without let up. See, that's the beauty of why you can't disturb it. We understand life happens, but to make sure that when life happens, because it happens to us all, you have something already, like becoming a member and building, right? Or something else. The ending balance is a result after the staking time frame. Why would Cryptex only charge $100 per contract for such a return? Here we go. All parties involved, Cryptex, the bank, the insurance company, and each account holder, earn substantial profits on every contract. See, this is the part that some people miss. Those earnings that I showed you is on every single contract that you have, whether you have 1 or 80. Let's look at these numbers. We activate a contract for $100 handling fee, but the bank earns 6.75 on every 36-month contract. They earn 5.5 on every 60-month contract, and I want to emphasize on every. So if you have 15 contracts, they're earning that times 15. If you have 80, they're earning that times 80, and vice versa. The insurance company on every contract earns $210 for every 36-month contract. If you got a special, which is 15 contracts, that means they're earning $210 times 15. If you have the 60-month contract, they're earning $300 times 15. So as you can see, everybody is happy because they're earning it, and they're earning it without interruption, so that you can get yours without interruption. It's a beautiful thing. They don't need to charge no more. Let's look at it even a little bit better. Cryptex earns on every 36-month contract $30. Over that 36 months, they're going to earn $1,880, right? On a 60-month contract, they're still earning $30. But now we got 60 months. They're going to earn $1,800. The bank, On every 36-month contract of 30,240 at 6.75 for 3 years, they're going to earn 6,123. Times that by 15 contracts, or times that by 80 contracts, or times that by 40 contracts. This is on every contract term. On 60 month, or on the 43,200, they're going to earn 5.5. It's 11,880. Times that by 10 or 15 or 20 contracts, or 100 contracts, not 100, but 80 contracts. It is insane, right? The insurance company, this is why they're happy. Because on every 36-month contract, they're going to earn 210 every single month, which comes to 7,560. On every 60-month contract, they're going to earn 300, which is 18,000 for every 60-month contract, for every 36-month contract. Yes, they're happy. They don't need to be any greedier. Matter of fact, in my opinion, they ain't being greedy at all. Because what's happening is they can do it consistently because why? They have removed the human factor. It's all automated. It's locked in stone. They don't have to worry about you having a life issue and not paying your premium. Or the bank don't have to worry about you not paying your interest or defaulting. So it's a beautiful thing. So imagine 15 contracts. 15 36-month contract, the bank earns 113,000. You think they, the insurance company, you think they ain't happy? Of course they are. No underwriting, no agent to pay, no blood and urine, no none of that. 60-month contract on 15 of them, the insurance company earns 270,000. Yes, they're happy. Can I sign up my family? Yes, you can. You just can't sign them up below you. You got to sign them up crossing. No, what's it? Let's see. Yes, you can, but you may not. Oh, stack. Here we go. You can't stack. So what that means is, when you sign up your husband, you got to sign him direct to you, and then your son, you got to sign him directed to you. Your daughter, you got to sign him or her direct to you. You can go wide. You can't go deep with family members. Why? Because it's called stacking, and you are hurting the company, but most importantly, you're hurting your sponsor because your sponsor brought you in. And they should be allowed to eat. Matter of fact, you wouldn't be here had they not bought you in. So why try to skirt them by stacking? No. I use myself as an example. So far, I've got 57 or 58 contracts, whatever it is, all under me. Why? Because the lady who brought me in deserves to eat. I wouldn't be here had it not been for her. And that's how I've always thought since I've been in this industry. So I ain't never had an issue staking. But let me tell you something right down here. This is strictly enforced, so please don't take a chance in which you could lose your contract. See, it messes up everything for everybody. The beautiful thing about this industry is you can make whatever it is you want to make, but don't try to skirt the company and don't try to skirt the person who brought you in. The Most High said what? A workman is worthy of his hire. If they called you and gave you the 411, gave you the presentation, got you in, why would you not want to bless them? Why would you want to try to do anything but bless them? That's what it's all about. So that's why we want to bust you up. If you get caught staking, we're going to put you out. I say we, because I'm part of the community too, right? But if you want to earn, just become a rep. You can get just one contract. That's all you need to do to earn commission is have one $100 contract. And you can earn 100,000, you can earn 50,000, you can earn $1 million. But we have to learn to do business the right way. You remember I said earlier, everybody needs to eat. The account holder, the insurance company, the bank, and who else is it? I don't know, somebody else. Your enroller. If you do that, the Most High is going to bless you. You try to skirt that, you can end up losing your contract, and you won't be blessed. That's just how it works. And why does the website say contract sold out? Because Cryptex began the contracts being referred to are former contracts placed with Cryptex that no longer exist, plans that no longer exist. Basically, what we're saying here is Cryptex is now going through a process of updating and going to a new website. So some plans we just don't offer anymore. So because they don't update the website, you can't really see it, but it's on the site. But because they don't update it, it's still there. But when you log in, you will see the accounts that we still offer, and those are the ones that you see tonight in this presentation. We offer the 3-year, the 7-year, and the 5-year. And when you get back there, you'll see we get ready to come out with the 10-year. you'll see it says pending. But so that's why we don't update the current site, because we're moving to a new website and back office. So that's going to happen soon. If Cryptex is running since 2016, why does the website register in 2021? Because the first few years we were putting this whole thing together, the community, the relationships with the banks, the insurance company, and then we were testing everything, making sure the contract was written correctly, making sure everything was running smoothly. Once they were satisfied with that, once everybody was happy, then they brought it out to the world in 2021. This is when Cryptex was bought online with a website and back office. Prior to that, Cryptex was not operating publicly. So basically, we just, we were in the back, and then we came to the front. Further benefits. That when I saw the anonymity part, if I'm pronouncing that word correctly, it is a beautiful thing, because Cryptex has been running undisturbed with anonymity. And only an email address and password is required to open a Cryptex account. And only a Bitcoin wallet is required to receive your payouts. Now think about that. How many companies have been messed up and shut down and this, that, and the other, right? The anonymity part protects the bank. It protects the insurance company. It protects you as the account holder, because some people don't want you to know that they just withdrew $1 million. You might be knocking at the door or knocking the door down, right? So the anonymity part is beautiful. And guess what? It has worked seamlessly for Bitcoin for the last, how many years? 14 years. Logistics. Cryptex has been internally consistent 100% of the time. What does that mean? That means we had no issues. Those 110,000 people that were supposed to get paid got paid. And every now and then, I have a wallet address that I update, and I let people see it in real time. How many people got paid today? How many people got paid yesterday? So it's working 100% of the time, meaning no issues. Better than we've ever seen before, right? Why are people flocking to Cryptex? All of the above. It's unique, original, profitable, secure, and has never been done before in any space. And I say that with pride, with joy, with happiness, all of those things, right? Because I've been in this space. I'm in my 12th year now. And I've had some hiccups, no doubt. But guess what? Also been blessed in this space. But when I saw this particular project, and I saw all the things that could increase the your chance of winning, I was in with both feet. I had another foot, I put that in too, because it's just have not been possible in any world, the old world or the new world. It definitely is not possible in the old world. You have no anonymity. You have no transparency. All you have is a bunch of foolishness. That's why I've been over here in the new world for the last, in my 12th year now. So I'm going to say the last 11 plus. Why? Because you do have anonymity. You do have blockchain security. You do have transparency. You do have smart contracts that gives you another level of safety. All the things that you don't have in the old world, we have in the new world. And yes, you don't have to wait 39 years to create $1 million account. How do I know? I've done it before in this space. I haven't done it in the old world, though. Got close. But close ain't doing it. I've done it here. Guess what? Doing it again. And I'm going to show you how to do it if you allow us. So whoever invites you here today, you should be saying thank you. And you should be calling them saying, yes, I'm ready to get started. John did a fantastic job. Right now, I am done. If you have any questions on anything we've covered, let's let our guests raise their hand, and I'll be happy to unmute you, because I want to make sure you leave here with all of your questions answered. I know sometimes I get tongue-tied. I might talk a little fast, whatever. You got the point, prayerfully. And the point is, we can show you how to go from zero to hero. We can show you how to go from where you are to 7 figures. And not in 39 years. We can do it in 3, 5, and 7. And I always say almost overnight, because in the financial world, that is almost overnight because it's never been done before. Even when I came in the industry back in 87, we always talked about 25, 30 years when we put together a portfolio. Because we never had a product that could compound like that, like this. And of course, we never had no transparency. You had to take and believe whatever these wirehouses told you, whatever they put in them brochures or perspective if it was a mutual fund. But we never knew whether it was all true or not. Well, what happened? 2, 3 crashes happened. Lawsuits happened. As you said, some of that stuff wasn't true. But that's a story for another day. My point is, we're in a space now where all of that has been almost eliminated. So I can't say it's been totally eliminated. That'd be a lie. But I can definitely say almost. This is the closest we've ever come to having total security. On the power of compounding page. What else? Let me see. Somebody just put them in the chat. Let me see. Feel free to put your in the chat or raise your hand or whatever. On the compounding interest page, you said guaranteed, but the page, I can't see the rest of them. Let me move this up. The page, what happened? I went too far. Wait a minute. The page said guaranteed. Did you mean to say guarantee? On the compounding interest page, I don't know what on that page I said was guaranteed. I might have been talking about your return is guaranteed, but I wasn't saying the rate is guaranteed. So you're guaranteed to get a return. That's probably what I was saying. So you are guaranteed to get a return. I just said that 0.1 or that 0.3, that's not guaranteed. That's a variable rate. It could be lower, could be higher, but you are guaranteed to get a return. We just can't guarantee the amount. So that's what I meant. And let's see something else in here. That's what I meant to say. Can you repeat the staking scenario? I don't know what you mean. Repeat it. So staking, if I'm understanding your question right, I don't know why you don't raise your hand so I can unmute you. But staking is just, it's almost like a savings account in the regular world. Let me get on camera so you can see my face. I'm a handsome guy, so let me let you see me. So staking is just like saving in the regular world, except it's using crypto. So you're actually taking your crypto and you're loaning it to a platform, right? And the platform loans that crypto out to traders for the most part. And a lot of platforms that do staking also loan it to people who want to borrow crypto for whatever reason. And they charge them an interest rate. But most of them will compound it, right? So you can get a much better rate here by far than you can in any bank. And that's pretty much on any staking platform. Right? Banks just can't touch it. But what we've done is taken to a whole nother level because we allow you to compound it daily. Why? Because we lock it up so you can't take it out. Most staking platforms, you can withdraw early. You pay a little penalty, but you can, right? Over here, to stop the interruption, we don't allow you to take it out because you didn't put it all in. See, on them other platforms, in order to get close to these kind of returns, you got to put the 30,200 up or the 43,200. You got to put it up. Then they loan it out and they give you a rate of return. Over here, you just activate a $100 contract and the bank puts it up. So that's why they got to put their handcuffs on that thing. Because see, we all know, and I've been in finance for a long time, over 30 years, life always happens to people. And they need to call you and say, well, John, you know what? I need to have my withdrawal stop this month or for a couple of months. Or can you call the insurance company to get them to stop my premium for a while? Or can I get a contract withdrawal? Or can I get a contract loan? Happened a bunch of times because life happens, right? And it happens because most people don't properly follow the blueprint, meaning you got to have that put and take account and you got to have that put and keep account. The put and keep account is long term. The put and take account is short term. So you got to put that money away just in case the roof gets a leak or car engine goes, But because people are living today, they're living, and they've been doing this for a while, living right up to their income, they're not really able to save. Not because they're not making enough money to save, it's because they put too much lifestyle in place. Everybody got the big house, two, three cars, just living right up to the income. So that when life happens, they got to stop something to get through it. And it may be for a few months, it may be for a little longer. And then God knows, don't let somebody get laid off. The family is really hurt. So that's why. And we got a brother here. Let's see. G Wash, go ahead.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
Uh-oh, you got a lot of echo in the background. Try it
Yeah,
again.
let me turn this phone down. How about now?
Much better.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for the presentation. I do appreciate it greatly. But the question is, can you select either the 36-month, the 60-month, or the 84 with the $100, or do you have to first select the 36, get as many contracts, or completely get all the contracts there before you can go to the next level?
No, you can select any contract you want at any point. You can come in and get a 84 month. You can come in and get a 60 month. You can come in and get a 36 month. You can get a combination. So no, you can get whatever you want
Okay.
at any time. As long as while you're doing that, you haven't gone over 80. But remember, I showed that allocation that I put together. That's a combination of contracts. That was some 36 months. That was some 60 months, and that was some 84 months. Um, and that's for the person that's maxing out the platform. So you can't allocate if you only get two or three contracts. I mean, you can, but it's a little challenging. But you can because you can do. Say you want to get five contracts. That's all I got, John. I got 500. Well, you can get one. I would advise you to get 1 7 year. I would get two of the 5 years, and I get two of the 36 months. That's just how I think, right? And then what I would do when those first two matured in 36 months, I'm buying that same formula again. Or now I'm getting a little bit more fancy. Why? Because I got 70 grand now. You see? So the way that I do asset allocation is probably different from a lot of other advisors, and that's okay because we're all different. But I like to maximize, and I don't look at things as I ain't gonna be here tomorrow. I just don't believe in that. And some people do. They think that they are not gonna be here. Now, you don't try to convince somebody that they're going to be, but you try to assure them that they are. And um, I'm an optimist 100%. I see that glass half full, even if it's almost empty. It ain't got to be half full. It can be almost empty. I still see it as half full. That's just how I think. So that's how I plan. Hopefully I got your question answered. Do we have any other questions? I'm gonna tell you folks, every article I've read says that the average boomer gonna live into their 90s. That means you ain't going nowhere. And I'm not saying everybody on this call is a boomer, but I'm just saying they're not going anywhere. I don't know where this fear thought has come from. And I hear that all the time, but I'm talking to what I call seniors, right? I'm like, no, where you going? You ain't going nowhere. And I'll ask in a minute, how long did your daddy live? How long did your mama live? Okay. But for some reason, we're living in a fear culture. And we got to get over that because he said he came and we should have life and life more abundantly, which means to me, you should have good health. And if you are on a path where you don't have good health, then change that because you can. Body can heal itself if you change, right? But so we want to plan for right now. We want to plan for tomorrow, and we want to plan for next year. You are absolutely not going anywhere. And if you tell yourself that, you won't. If you live in fear, then you probably will, right? But so yeah, we like to plan in a way that is going to maximize every penny. Because if you maximize every penny, it's going to be easy to maximize when the dollars come in. Because now you got a habit of maximizing. So when the dollars come in, it's going to be easy. Then when the hundreds of dollars come in, it's going to be like automatic. And that's how wealth happens. See, that's the difference between wealthy folks and everybody else. It's the way they think. It's the way they allocate. It's the way they look at life. They think they're going to be here. The average person thinks that they're not. They think they got endless time. The average person thinks we only got a minute. Do we have any other questions? Any other thoughts? Any other concerns? Anybody want to say anything? We have a fantastic program. For a lot of you, you've probably been in this space for a minute, and you know we ain't had nothing that has dotted as many I's and crossed as many T's as this Cryptex project. And in the world of finance, take me off mute. Who is that? You had to raise your hand, but since you can't raise your hand, let me find you. There you go. I can hear you now.
Yeah, apologies, man. I couldn't find the raising, but man, that would give
No
me.
problem.
Hey, real quick, I wanted you to repeat something for me if you could. I know it came across the text came across a bit confusing. You had touched on the skirting, like basically the rules, like you were saying, you can go wide, but you can't go deep. Basically, you don't. When
Stacking. Talking about stacking.
stacking, yeah. Can you go across that briefly?
Yeah. So you can go deep, but you have to go deep with new recruits. You can't go deep with your family. Sometimes people try to take their family and say that the husband or the wife comes in, right? And they'll put the husband under the wife or the wife under the husband, and then they'll put the child under the husband, and they'll try to create what we call in the industry artificial commissions going straight up to the family. That's not acceptable. If you want to create commissions, you do that through building. You don't do it through legacy. I'm gonna call it legacy planning. Your legacy is supposed to go wide because see, the company understands what you're trying to do. And so it's always, I came in with Amway back in the early 85 or so. It was illegal then because they understand that what you're doing is you're trying to cut out your sponsor and you're trying to create commissions that you wouldn't normally get. And so the company begins to lose money. So the company loses money because they're paying you something you shouldn't be getting. And then your sponsor is losing money. So it was outlawed way back then. And of course, every company that I've been with since then has the same rule in effect that you can't stack. So if you have your wife, your husband should be directed to her on her referral link. If you got a son, he should be directed to her on her referral link. If you got another son or daughter, he should be directed to her. Everybody should be directed to the one who brought them in, which is the wife or the husband. No children going down here. Everybody needs to be on that same level. If you want to go deep, go out and do your business. That's what it's all about. And that's how you're supposed to do it. I've always done it that way, always will. Because I'm happy to see my sponsor get paid. Hell, I wouldn't be here if he or she didn't tell me. This time it happened to be a she. But most of my career has been he's. But whoever it is, I'm tickled pink that they're getting paid. I don't know why everybody don't think that way. I don't know why the company had to make a law to get people to do right. That's the problem in the world now. Everybody want to skirt the system or get over, as we call it in the street, right? Stop getting over. That's why the Most High can't bless. So if you do things right and build right, he's going to bless you with people. He said over and abundant. And I believe that with all my heart. And my track record proves that. I don't have a sponsor that could ever say, did he eat with me? It's just not going to happen because I don't believe in shortcuts. I just don't. I just go to work. And even if I'm not working as fast or as good as I did before, I'm going to figure it out, but I'm going to work. Some things sometimes can be a little more challenging than others, or you could have this issue or that issue, but that's my personal problem. That ain't got nothing to do with you. I still wouldn't be here had it not been for you. And that's just how I feel. I give reverence to the person that bring me in something where I can make $1 or that I like. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I think, and that's how the companies think too. So that's what it is. Hopefully I've answered your question. Go ahead, my brother, Mr. Carey.
Hey, John. Thanks for all the great information. Hey, do we have time tonight to do the blockchain verification?
Oh yeah, of course we do. Especially because we're not getting a whole lot of questions. Oh, wait a minute, I see something down here. Did you have another question, or was that your question? Mr. Curry, did you have another question? guess that was the only one. So yes, we're going to do some verifications, folks. I used to do it all the time. Now I only do it when somebody asks, but it's a great thing probably for me to do all the time because it verifies. It's another verification process to show what the company is paying out on a daily basis. And let me pull it up. So this is one of Cryptex's wallets. As you can see, the last time I looked at it was on April the 29th, so it's been a minute. At that time, we had done, from this particular wallet, 26,449 transactions. 51 billion or so is up in this account. So let's refresh it. Let's see what we did today. So 26.4, so now it's 26.5. So it looks like about 60 or so people got paid today. Or so far today, should I say. But look at this. Look what the payouts were. 4,000,009, 12,000,007, 4,000,096. Let's see. 2,105, 630,000, 5,011, 7,007, 4,009, 4,005, 3,001, 5,001, 5,002 or 21, 5,552, 5,278. I mean, 500,000. So as you can see, a lot of millions, and that 500,000 was the first one that was in the 500,000 category. And I was on a call where they were talking about that. They were talking about when Cryptex, first started back in the early 2021, 22, 23, there were a lot of small payouts, people getting 30,000, 60,000, 70,000, stuff like that. When people started seeing that people was getting paid, that's when people started buying more and more contracts. When they first came in, people was like, let me get me a contract. Now people getting, they maxing out. So that's why you see bigger numbers now, because people are maxing out. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And some people are getting, quite a few 7-year contracts right up front. Each 7-year contract, you're talking about 7 figures. So you can allocate any way you want. Some people already got, they've done well, right? They've got 400,000 or 500,000, so that they can afford to wait maybe a little longer, right? So they can come in and get 10 7-year contracts or something like that, right? Because they're not hurting. They're making good money. They got 4,000 or 5,000 in the bank. But another man might not can wait that 7 years initially. So he may want to come in and get those specials. Get him a knot in the first 36 months. Then start playing. Right? So it's everybody's situation is different. In all my years of being in business, every client household I've been in, every client that came to my office was different, right? Different goals, different ideas, different ways of looking at planning, different ways of, husband think this way, wife think that way, and you have to be in the middle and navigating that thing, because you can't look like you're on the husband's side and you can't look like you're on the wife's side. Well, my philosophy was I was on the side that was right. If the wife wasn't quite right in her thinking, I would explain to you, you know what, I understand what you're saying, but let me tell you why your husband is saying it this way. And when you do it that way, nobody's, they don't leave the office hating you because you was on his side or you was on her side. No, the side that make the sense is the side that I had to learn to amplify to the couple to make sure everybody was happy when they left the office. But anyway, this is the different payouts that went out today. And I don't go into, I used to, when I first joined Cryptex, I would go in here just about every day, every other day for sure. Get my confidence built up, Although I knew blockchain and I knew smart contracts, I still wanted to see the nail scar hands. Now I don't go in here, but when somebody asks me or something, because I know what I know, and I know that the blockchain can't be manipulated, point blank. It just can't. There's over 1 million validators that validate every block of transactions. That's why it's called the blockchain. So the transactions go in blocks. And once this block has been verified by a bunch of nodes, they've come to a consensus, then it's verified and it's connected to the previous block. The next block, once that block is verified of transactions, it's connected to the next block. And that's where the name blockchain comes from. It's just a chain of verified blocks of transactions, information, withdrawals, whatever, right? And that can't be altered. Why? Because it has to be consensus by the nodes that are verifying that block. It's a beautiful thing. It's the greatest technology on the planet. On the planet. And it's this wealth transfer is real. Train's already left the building. Don't miss it. Do we have any other questions? Let me go back and make sure I have it open. Anything anybody else want to see? I will say this. I'm excited about what Cryptex is doing. Definitely get back to, oh, somebody else got a hand up. Brother Walsh, go right here.
Yes, I was wondering.
Oh, the echo is back. The echo is back.
The Zoom link for Sunday night calls.
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
I get the Zoom link for Sunday night call.
Oh, I'm glad you reminded me. I won't be here this coming Sunday. We are taking my mama out. Sunday is Mother's Day, so we're taking my mama out to a jazz show on Sunday night. So I won't be here Sunday. So I do apologize again, but I'm glad you asked me about it. But we will be back next Sunday. But this Sunday is Mama, so we are taking Mama out. My humble apologies. But I will send this recording out, and so if you have some people, you can get them around the house or get them on a Zoom and just play the recording.
Okay, how are you going to send that out?
I'm going to send it out through the email.
Okay.
I'll put my email in here. If you're not on my email list, you can put your name in there, and I will send it out in, let's see, where's my email? But I'm going to put it out in the email like I always do. So I just put my email in the chat. I think I did. I don't know how this thing works. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's CMO. So it's the letter C, the letter M, the letter O, the number 4, the word YOU @gmail.com. And if you want to get on the email list, we can send out the link, and then you can I can do that. All right, I don't see any other hands up. I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody so you all can just say good night to one another. And of course, you all heard me say it's Mother's Day this week. Tell your mama you love her if you haven't told her in a while. Look, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for these mamas, right?
I appreciate it.
Fabulous job, Brother John. Thank you again. Blessings,
yes,
everybody.
Thank you, John.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you, guys. I look forward to seeing
Amazing
you all.
presentation, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wonderful job, John, and happy Mother's Day to every mother that's on here.
Thank you.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the other
Happy
mothers.
Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. You all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Okay. John, tell Mom I said happy Mother's Day.
I surely will, dear. And same to you as well.
Thank you.
All right. I'm out, everybody.